Hello and welcome. My name is Marsha Fox, and I'm the President and CEO of VNA Hospice and Palliative Care of Southern California. I want to thank all of you who have sponsored our event to support our charitable care program. Many times, people in the community and even board members ask me, how is VNA different from the hundreds of hospice competitors in the area? And my answer never changes. It's our charitable care program. Funded through grants, donations, and fundraisers like this, we spend approximately $10,000 a month on goods and services for patients and their families in the community who need assistance. Every day, I receive and approve charitable care requests, and I read every single one of them. Honestly, it's one of the most rewarding parts of my job. Then, at the end of the month, for the monthly board meeting, I give the board members a list of 10 to 15 heartwarming stories of 10 to 15 families we have helped. There wouldn't be enough room on the page to list all of them. While most of the patients we care for in hospice are elderly, sadly, occasionally, we do have a child on service. So from cradle to grave, we care for all ages. I reviewed a few of the charitable care stories from last year and this year, and I would like to share a few of them with you now. In March of 2019, we provided a gift card to the family of a 4-week-old hospice patient in Apple Valley to help them purchase diapers and clothing. We also gave the family of a 4-year-old hospice patient in San Bernardino a gift card to help for groceries. And also, a 104-year-old hospice patient received pureed foods because she's unable to swallow. Last April, we also paid for a hotel for 2 nights for a family coming from Arizona to spend the last days with a hospice patient here in town. A 73-year-old hospice patient received a portable room air conditioner during the summer heat last year. 3 hospice patients in a local care facility received haircuts from a professional hairdresser, $15 each. An 89-year-old hospice patient in Redlands received a Walmart gift card to purchase locks for her doors. A 93-year-old hospice patient requested a larger hospital bed to allow her husband to lay next to her so they could hold hands at night. And lastly, an 83-year-old hospice patient in Victorville received a gift card so her family could purchase books for her to read. She's a retired librarian. These stories are just examples of what your sponsorships and donations will support. You should all feel very proud of that. Thank you very much. Every day our staff see these overwhelmed, exhausted caregivers who 24/7 lovingly provide care for their family members. I am so proud that we have provided relief to hundreds, if not thousands, of caregivers in the community. These people are truly unsung heroes, and each one of them deserve a medal. When a referral for take the afternoon off comes into the office, it goes to our private duty department. A home visit is made to determine the day and hours the caregiver would like off. I have heard so many stories about family caregivers, usually the wife, who is so excited for her substitute caregiver to come that she's waiting by the door with purse in hand, ready to go. Another caregiver we helped is Mr. King. He's a sole caregiver for his wife, who's been diagnosed with Alzheimer's and dementia. Mrs. King has been bedbound for 3 years, and Mr. King has heroically embraced his role as her primary caregiver. Meal preparations, feedings, laundry, and more laundry, and obviously continuous monitoring. Take the afternoon off provides Mr. King a much needed and much appreciated opportunity to relinquish his caregiving duties for even a few hours each week. Your donations help people like Mr. King and others. Thank you so much. I would like to recognize and honor Dr. Timothy Dahlwalder, our Chief Medical Director, also Dr. Gregory Dahlquist, and a group of Associate Medical Directors. These physicians lead our teams of hospice nurses, social workers, chaplains, and home health aides, not just at VNA, but also our hospice teams in Apple Valley and Marietta. These hospice clinicians provide outstanding care to patients and their families in the community, and I would like to thank them for that. In 1997, my father was a patient of VNA Hospice, and sadly in 2011, my mother was also in the final weeks of her life requiring hospice care. Twice in my career, my 7 siblings and I became family members and recipients of hospice services. I clearly remember both my parents asking me if they were receiving exceptional care because they were related to me, and I reassured both of them that all patients receive the same wonderful care because at VNA, the patient comes first and always will. I would like to thank all of you for supporting our virtual fundraiser this year. And at this time, I would like to introduce Jane Goodfellow, a VNA board member, who would like to give a testimonial about the care her husband received while on VNA hospice.
You never felt like you were alone. It's such an emotional time and such a sorrowful time, and they were there. They just took care of everything. I've heard praises for hospice just as a word, but until you experience, you don't really understand. You really don't understand how wonderful. They did everything I could have wanted or hoped for. It was a beautiful experience, really.